Hey, good morning, Kendall. Quick demo video for you for your layup. This is from CCSabers. So wrapped this up last night, but I was a little too tired to do a demo. I wrapped this up probably about 11:30 or midnight last night, but we can go over it this morning. It's installed with CFX. It's a one-button setup, so all of your stuff will happen here, your activation and all of your functionality through this button right here. I did put on all of your mother of pearl inlays through your throughout your handle. So all of these guys here, and then all of these little ones here, all the way around, and then your mother of pearl inlay for your button right here. This is installed with CCSabers LED pixels right here. I gave you a short PCB holder so you have as much blade depth as you could possibly get. It's plenty of room in here, so it holds a blade really well. You get to everything by opening up this guy right here. So we'll unscrew this. When you take this off, you see your chassis right here, and it comes out just like this. This chassis is from Robert Sotomayor over at Soroc Sabers. It's just an excellent chassis design, so this is what I use for this Saber. It's a completely removable, obviously. It uses the Smuggler's Outpost PCB and switch, or the switch and pixel PCB set. So your 14 pins are out here, and then those connect to that PCB holder in there that you see all the way in the back there. Now you'll notice the screws for the handle pieces, or the grips, are in there. They're protruding into the handle. So that's why you have these grooves in your chassis. So it doesn't matter which way you put this in, as long as those grooves line up with those screws and slide past them like that, right? That's the only thing that's limiting you from rotating this chassis, is that in there. But Robert did a good job of modeling his chassis, to accommodate that. But you got your CFX here, easy access to your SD card, so you can pop it in and out without taking the board up. Removable battery system, so spring side here is going to be your negative. And then I gave you a 28mm bass speaker from CCSabers that I bought from Saber Bay. It just seemed appropriate since this is a CCSaber. Let's throw a battery in it. Remember, spring side your negative.
You have a power I don't understand and could never have.
So we'll take this chassis, once we put the battery in, make sure we're lined up with the screw holes, and then just push it all the way in. And then we'll use the pommel to actually engage the chassis and those pins with that PCB I showed you that was in here. So screw that on tight. Activation. LEDs lighting up like they should. Good smooth swing. Tap for blast or deflex. But we're gonna hold it down and turn it off. I just wanted to show you that your pixels were lighting up correctly, but now we'll throw a blade in it. This does take a 1-inch diameter blade. So we're gonna lock it down with a blade retention screw. Your blade retention screws right here. You have holes for several, 4 actually, but when your Saber came to me, it had the 1 in it, and I think 1 is more than enough, so that's what we're using. First you got to engage the pins. Just like that. So we'll do that again. Activation. Tap for blast or deflex. Excuse me. Now with a 1-button setup, if you want to have blade lockup, you kind of have to hold the button down and hit the blade at the same time. Not like that. Let's see if I can do it. I almost had it. It's a little tricky. We'll get it though. Just like that. And then let go of it, and that's how you do blade lockup. To change colors, obviously, because this is red, if you didn't want red, you'd hold the button down and twist your wrist.
Spectrum.
You hear spectrum. Now you can twist the hilt to find any color you want. If we want this green, just tap a button when you find a color that you like. Now when we turn it back on, it's green.
Critical.
This battery needs to be charged, so it said sound energy critical. This is my test battery. I was wondering how long I'd get away using it without having to charge it, but it's a solid blade color, so we'll try to get through this quick. If you don't want solid, hold down the button again and twist your wrist, but then this time keep the button held down.
Spectrum.
Keep holding it.
Blade profiles.
Now with blade profiles, you can click, you can turn it now and go through different blade effects. Some of them are pretty subtle and don't pick up on camera very well. Others do. But there's a lot to choose from. So when you find one you like, just tap a button. Now you've got that slight flicker. A lot of those blade profiles, as you're twisting through them, if they just look like a solid blade and they don't look like they're doing anything, they have different pre-on and pre-off effects. So just scroll through those and check them out at your leisure and see which ones that you like. You can always change that too if you don't like the ones that are on there. I just kind of throw a few on there to give you an idea of what the Saber can do, and then customizing, you know, is for you. So I took the blade out. To get everything back out, we'll just unscrew this again. Take the chassis right out. Now this battery is a pretty tight fit, so I've been having to use a little tool to pop that battery loose. I didn't bring it out here with me, so I'm not going to do it right now. It's just it's extremely tight. So when you're putting it in, you'll find that you're going to need to come over here and snap it in pretty good. That's just the way the chassis is made, and it holds the battery very well, and it keeps it from getting loose and then coming up while it's in here and then something getting jammed. So yeah, that's pretty much the functionality of your Saber. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I will get this out to you tomorrow. Thanks.